Doing really well. That death segment lasted for just like 3 seconds too long. Like they just almost made it. They just almost made it home, and then they started talking about sweating and other things. And
sweating and in the showers and saunas.
Yeah,
I quite liked it. I like the imagery.
You thought it was good? We have a sauna at the hotel if you want, Moses. We can all go there later on.
Listen, I've been basically living with Trace this year, going from event to event. So I've seen him in a lot of different states of put together.
All right. There's a piece of content right there.
Yeah, we could do a whole 1 hour piece on that.
Like a cribs, but with Moses and Trace.
Yeah, all the different hotel rooms we've been in around the world.
It's not a bad idea. We've got Vitality and North here at DreamHack Masters 2019 in Dallas, Texas. And I'm super excited for this. I think it's going to be a great game. Love the fact that they're playing Overpass as well. And, you know, people are on Vitality's side. I sort of feel bad, but I sort of have to be as well.
After the display they put on, I think that's the hardest thing, is the most impressive. These teams are both question marks to me.
I don't actually feel bad anyway. I just said that.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, you don't have that kind of emotion built into you. But after Summit, I mean, Vitality beating Ents, beating Liquid in the grand finals, that was such a sick run out of them. And it was a good-looking run as well. On the North side of things, it's just kind of wondering what they're going to come in with, even though we just saw them qualify for a recent LAN. They looked better than they have in some time, but still unsure of what they'll bring to the table. And this is a map, Overpass, Vitality scored some big wins on at Summit.
Well, MBK going to be taking the first fight. That was down in Connector, and he lost it to Kiebu, so a bit of a shame there. Losing the early, and that was close range with the USP. If he had got the kill, that would have been nice, but now that he's rushing long as well. Yeah,
but look at the defense. Look at Apex. He's pushed out of the B bomb site. He knows there's absolutely nothing there. So Zywoo's taking a position halfway up bathrooms. He's got to be careful. He can get caught here, and it's all timing, and I think he's just missed it. Yeah, now he's committed. That is a big mistake to make, and now you just have two players, RPK and Alex, to hold on to this site, taking the fight at an awkward position, trying to recover from a 3-on-5.
Well, let's look at that USP. You know, a couple of good one-shots and you're back in the game, but they're not even going to get a chance. They're just being run down. That was a very, very aggressive round out of North. I mean, I say it was. I'm not going to count on Apex winning this 1v5, Moses. I'm going to take all the action out of this round. It's not going to happen.
Especially with a Deagle. Yeah, you're going to just sell the viewers a dream.
Yeah.
This should be all sold up. Apex is going to fall. That's a very nice pistol round from North and a bit of a sloppy one for Vitality, not ever able to get into any kind of teamwork position.
Yeah, I agree. I like the decisiveness of the North team in that round. Not sort of waiting around too much and thinking about things for too long. I kind of like that.
Yeah, that was very nice, very convincing. And now it's a 4-rifle setup for North on the anti-eco, 1 SMG on Valda, the new in-game leader / captain, which I think is a really cool progression for Valda. I think the only thing that's really held back him being considered a better player by large portions of the community is the fact that North just hasn't been playing well. I think once they start to get deeper into tournaments and find some system that works for them, you're going to start seeing how good Valda is as an individual.
Well, isn't it also, I think, to some extent, the curse of being a smart player is that you sometimes sort of have to make yourself look a little bit worse to try and play better for the team.
Right.
So then, you know, I bet if he just forgot about it and tried to play the most like selfish game that he could, then
he could definitely be a star player.
Yeah, then he would look even better. But you know, I think he's a little bit too smart for that. So then he, sometimes has to do that. Well, that's a complicated topic. Apex actually does get a little bit of a shot off on Valder, and there was a chance with Deagle at long, but so far nothing has been capitalized on here for Vitality. So still waiting around to see what's going to happen.
Should be a free one for KRB. Another 5-on-3 as well, and North should be going up 2-0, but as you said, still this Deagle in play. Tough part is North is so stacked up. They're going to be able to play the trade game the whole way into this bomb site. There shouldn't be a whole lot of resistance for them here, especially as the utility starts getting used. There goes NBK, even though it dink on a Yugi, and Alex just doesn't have anything to stand on. Chad mentioned the LAN hangover of just winning Summit, now coming in here, and obviously sometimes we see teams have a diminished performance, which is very possible. Also, the teams that came from Summit, it was what, Ents, Vitality, and Liquid.
Yes.
They all took about a 2 a.m. flight out of Los Angeles. So that's an awkward day for them yesterday, trying to get kind of put together.
Yeah, a little bit. You could see how that might affect them ever so slightly. You know, speaking of Chad, because he was saying some stuff on the desk there about my predictions, and you know, I just want to say, I mean, I don't think there's anyone in the game that's even close to me, Moses. I mean, when it comes to the prediction front, you know, got Astralis winning the major, got Ents, you know, as a Finnish team becoming a top team.
You have MIBR winning the next major.
I do have that. Yeah. Actually, can we not
that's
talk
the
about
thing.
that? For
You're only highlighting the victories.
if we could forget about that for a minute, I'd be really happy. Well,
listen, I'm just saying I'm the only one who had Vega Squadron beating FaZe in Atlanta.
yeah, it's got one little victory.
We've got to reach back for that.
Well, here's going to flashbang set up, and everybody around the corner. That's one flashbang. We talk about it for years, almost a decade now, Moses. And it's just $200. Get a couple of kills in there. If they could have picked up a rifle, it could have definitely turned it around.
It opens up the door to opportunity to really spin this on its head, doesn't it? Even though they eventually do get wiped out, just NBK. North going to be very patient.
NBK, he's been found out. He's been called out as well. It's the AK-47. So that's 3 rounds down in favor of North, and they've looked pretty smooth.
Only losing 2 players in all 3 of those rounds. So yeah, it's a really well done. And both those 2 players were just in this previous round. Before then, they'd just, you know, been flawless victory up to that. So here we go. First gun round coming out. We have ZywOo on the AWP right off the bat. He's the only player on Vitality with kills.
Well, they did say that he was probably the best player in the server at the moment, so look to him to see if he could pick something up. Overpass is a great map for that AWP. I mean, could be a little bit of trouble if you get pushed back into the A bomb site because you could get smoked off so easily. But up until that point, I mean, that's a lot of distance to cover where you could fire that AWP. So maybe that could still work out just fine. Let's see what North have got planned for us. They are taking this round very slowly.
It's a pretty standard default. Everyone, you can see KRB just clearing out these stairs, making sure there's no aggression. He's all on his own. 3 players coming from Fountain to meet up with him at the top to start taking bathroom controls. And you have AZ just outside the B bomb site looking for pushes. So pretty standard default coming out of the north side. Meanwhile, NBK and ZywOo working together out towards the long end these bathrooms. NBK can help support, help keep space for ZywOo.
This could get very weird. Yeah, they can't really stay there forever because actually, while they're doing that, nobody's covering A, so that's why ZywOo has to fall back eventually. And NBK sort of following up behind him. And now they've got a little bit of backup with Apex, I think, coming up from the B bomb side. And down at B, actually, looks like they might even try and... they're looking in through the tunnel, so they're trying to see what's happening down there and get a little bit of info, and Gate has gone down.
They've taken so much time off the clock, though, and they haven't even started making their play, and now they've lost 2 players through the smoke. This is beautiful for the defense, and it should be all down. Blind is Apex, though. They can get a kill there. NBK going to start swinging out a little bit wider. Oh, great shot from North, and somehow they're making their way into this bomb site. They're somehow making it work until NBK steps up. The AUG has done all the damage necessary. They'll be able to salvage the AWP as well. Trick here is not losing too many more players. A great last stand for NBK.
Yeah, there was even a moment when you weren't sure if him not committing to the fight the first time was going to be a problem, but then he just followed up. Wonderful triple kill as well. That was really well done.
That's scary, though, considering, I mean, Vitality had a 5-on-3 and then 2 players dropping immediately to a small set piece. Not even anything really that intimidating, just a couple flashbangs. North is able to turn the corner, so just barely holding on. But Vitality has their first round on the board, and now we get some aggression downstairs. They're going to go for a boost. There's a time on this. They can nail it, and they have. Apex up on the head of NBK. Vitality have found a man advantage early on.
Oh, that's very exciting. And actually, AZ, yeah, he almost sneaks past the timing there. That could have been really good, but now they know where he is, and ZywOo even flashed, I think, there for a minute. Still going to be able to get the kill on AZ. That's a wonderful boost. We've seen that boost before, but it was executed really quickly.
They really like that boost on this CT side. They'll probably bring it out 2 or 3 times throughout this half. They love doing it over at Summit, so you'd imagine it would come back later on. One thing you got to worry about these 2 gun rounds now if you're North, before you're even able to set up to get what you want, to get the execute that you want on the bomb sites, they've lost a player to ZywOo each time and a player to the rifles. It was NBK through the smoke last round. This time it's Apex with that boost in the stairs. North got to be careful not to bleed players away in the early stages of these rounds.
Yeah, definitely not a good deal at all. Last time I think Vitality, they had 3 members surviving that round.
Yes.
And looks like it could be 4 or 5 in this one unless somebody walks into Valdez crosshair. So that's going to help them a little bit with the economy early on as well. They sort of know where he is. I guess they're not under a lot of pressure to try and hunt him down. I mean, they can wait for the last 10 seconds if they really want to go for it.
It's just what you just touched on, and this Vitality team showed a lot of discipline just last week, but a lot of it is just make sure you have all 5 players survive. There's no reason to go chasing for this AK-47. You know the money on the T side is going to be low, so instead of risking your guns, take the risk of letting the AK survive in the next round. They can still go for it right at the end after time if that's the game Valda wants to play, and they might actually just send one player, maybe with a pop flash. And actually no one from Vitality going to be the aggressor, so more than happy to let Valda keep the AK with no bonus money.
Yeah, so one little chance in this round for North to maybe make some sort of breakthrough, but you know, I wouldn't count on the one AK making a big difference. Yeah, so he's actually fairly flashed in that one. So I mean, they had the setup for it, North, but it wasn't enough. This is looking very good at the moment for the French side. Quickly back into it, not really too.
It's really cool that we get to see Vitality play this soon after just winning an event, because they got a lot of us very excited at Summit just last week. It's going to be fun to watch them through this group stage.
Yeah, I mean, they took down, what, Liquid and ENCE both? So,
ENCE a number of times as well.
Yeah.
And Liquid, actually.
Yeah. That's not
legit.
easy.
I mean, probably the coolest thing about it is it went a little bit under the radar, but NBK still very humble and logical, even after lifting the trophy. When we had him on the couch and talked to him about everything, he was like, listen, yeah, this is a cool win for us, but let's keep in mind, no one has really been worried about us for the past 3 months. You know, this is the first event where we come in for some new things. No one thought they really had to worry about us because we hadn't shown anything. And, you know, Dallas is that event that might make the statement that just says you have to start looking into Vitality. With the pieces they have are too dangerous to ignore them as a potential opponent.
That's a great flashbang, and they were looking right for that. They were definitely ready for it. Good setup. Valda get the kill. But that is, again, just the only rifle that they have, and they're solo on time. I don't know why they're running back. Like, with 30 seconds left, that doesn't seem remotely possible.
It's just going to be a rush the whole way, right? So
yeah.
They're kind of hoping with a passive defensive setup they can get close enough to the site before the bomb site just gets overloaded with defenders. Problem is you don't have any nades to really make it here.
And there's going to be a Molotov, so now they're going to get funneled in the other way for the all to just have a good time. And again, NBK, he's really being defensive about this position.
Oh my lord.
He's doing such a good job. Followed up with the USP and a little bit more and it would have been the ace. That's... You notice how he's not ever over-peeking that right angle? Like,
yes.
He actually doesn't want to do that.
I was going to bring it up just because the knowledge is he goes and gets that first kill, and then obviously the AK is going to get in a position to try and trade that AUG out, so not taking the risk of peeking that over. And also, you're just staying back. If he goes down there, it's a little bit more intimidating for his next teammate to rotate and be more aggressive to stop the plant from going down. So wanting to stay alive and then getting 3 kills on top of that first, a really nice round from NBK. He's had a couple of good stands there at the A bomb site. ZywOo with some aggression. He's missed the timing on those players coming up the stairs, that main choke point. And he's going to fall away.
You know, for those who were watching Global Offensive, like, you know, in 2013 or something, on Very Games, you know, this was his, I mean, this is a real throwback, but this is like his claim to fame was as a defensive CT player.
NBK?
He was so good. Especially on some maps like Nuke, I think was he was on the A side on Nuke, and it was you know, ridiculous. So yeah,
we've talked about it a number of times, the legend of NBK, and you know, early on, one of the few players who could match up with the Force and the Get Rights and the skill of the NIP lineup. So he used to be a real hard-hitting player. Now a little bit more brain than brawn, but still getting work done. Another headshot to open up the round for NBK, helped out by ZywOo. They've had no problem with this defense, and now feeling the pressure. He knows he's running low on utility. 50 seconds on the clock. NBK is going to sink back a little bit more towards that A bomb site. North still unsure of where they want to go, and still losing players before they're able to get to their final decision. That's a brutal smoke of brutal timing.
Yeah, you really don't like to see that, do you? You know that by the time that's going to be gone, you're going to be, you know, under 30 seconds, probably maybe under 25 before you can really make it through, and that's going to show everything. They also have no more smokes left on North, so there's going to be a couple of flashbangs to set it up, going through the tunnel. Yugi and then AZ, and a great follow-up. Kirby and Valda taking down, actually, there's a team kill in the middle of it, which is not so great. Valda now alone with 10 seconds, and he's going to go straight for the bomb plant. He does pick the right side of the pillar, so at least he's got a chance here, but it's quickly going to run out. Yeah, second player shows up. He just didn't have any place to stand on there at the end. If that wasn't a team kill, that would have been fine.
Also, there's that, but also just the fact they took so long getting into that execute. The real thing that cinched the round, even with the team kill, I think North might have been okay. It was NBK coming from the flank, and because the time had been so low, he knew it was relatively, you know, that's the risk to take. And it was a beautiful timing on that flank to dispatch the players coming up sandbags.
Technical pause, Moses. You know, I've really missed you, Moses. It's been too long.
We were talking about this last week. We haven't really combined forces too much this year.
No, it's been all over the place. I mean, my life's been crazy.
You had a child. That usually.
I did.
Yeah.
I almost forgot about that, but you're right. Yeah, that does take a little bit of time out of the schedule. You know, I just saw that Sean and Jenna were tweeting that.
Yesterday was the day. I didn't actually follow up on that.
No, I don't. I don't. I mean, that stuff can take a little while. So
yeah, more esports babies being born.
Yeah, it's happening all over the place, isn't it?
That's how you know that the industry is in a nice place where people can start, affording babies off of esports.
Yeah, that's actually, it's true. I remember when I started casting, like way in the beginning, people told me, if you really want a career in this, you're going to have to move to a place where there's a studio. So people said, like, it's either going to be Cologne or Stockholm. So you have to move to one of those places.
Yeah.
Just pick up your family and go there, and then, then you could make it work.
And you said, hell no.
Said, I'm much too famous. I don't know. We actually thought about it. We actually seriously thought about it.
Yeah?
For some reason, my wife said, "Yeah, we can, if that's what it takes." I was like, "All right, well, that's,
I thought about that early on as well. The move to LA. That's what I was told in the States. LA was the place to be. I hate LA.
I don't really like LA either. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I've had some good times there this year. I always have some good times when I'm there for like a week or two visiting.
Yeah.
It's not a living place.
Now, if we could make like a Colorado studio.
Now we're talking, baby.
Yeah. Colorado studio, maybe. I mean, I really do like Georgia, but that's just, it is hot, but I do like that state.
Well, you like Atlanta. You've never been anywhere but Atlanta?
No, I've been way north. I've been exploring.
You've been 45 minutes north of Atlanta?
Yeah, wow. Still, in Danish time, that's a lot of time.
Georgia's
that's
a big
half
state.
of Denmark, man.
Listen, there's some weird things in Georgia, too. You haven't seen everything.
I'm sure there is. I like Texas, too, actually. I do like the southern states a little bit more. I'm not going to lie.
You would be a southerner.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know what it is. Although, like, Southern California is hard to mess with, isn't it? Like,
well, again, just visiting, it's all fine. It's all
yeah.
gravy. When you have to live there, that's when it gets.
I wouldn't know.
The traffic.
All right. Well, so
out of the technical pause, we have a tactical pause.
Yeah, they've sort of tricked us, haven't they?
Not allowed to talk during the tech pauses, but Volda thought something up. Thought he'd pass it on to the team.
All right.
They have lost 4 in a row now. North after that pistol win in the opening 3 rounds go in their favor. They've had a tough time.
Yeah, if you were like a stockbroker or something, you were charting the the decline of the North stock so far in the game. It wouldn't be you'd try and sell now, wouldn't you? You'd be like, I'm out.
Or would you buy now because it's going to be cheap?
I don't know. I actually do. I know nothing about stocks, so
okay.
Maybe we could get.
Great. Maybe don't use that as a metaphor, analogy.
I was hoping you wouldn't. I was trying to look smart and hoping that you just wouldn't actually ask me about it. So thanks for that.
Yeah.
But maybe we could get like Lurpus on the line. I'm sure.
Yeah, call him up. We should have like a Lurpus segment, shouldn't we?
Where he just is like a stockbroker, and he gets like every segment he gets to do something about Tesla, but then the rest of the time it's about Counter-Strike stocks.
And now we're calling in with a crazy finish, man.
Crazy finish, man. Yeah, that would be a good idea. We should go with that. All right, well, we're back in the game, round number 8, and not only have North lost 4 in a row, but their economy has been somewhat questionable for some of the rounds. And now they're back with CCs and a Deagle and a UMP. It's a very sort of, I don't know, what have they done here?
They've got that losing bonus, so, I mean, calling something probably, I would imagine that's what the tactical pause is Valdes saw something in the defense, and he says, let's rotate into this triple nade, and it got him. RPK goes down. Nicely done. True Danish form, 3 nades, 1 location. Here comes the hit on top of that. They're just going to try and suffocate and overwhelm this bomb site.
A lot of bullets and absolutely no connections. Alex is down. Saiwu gets overrun. That AWP and Apex next in line. That is a real problem. That worked, I think, much better than anybody expected. It's a great explosion to start that off with a triple grenade, and then, I don't know, they weren't ready. But they had a lot of people on that bomb site.
That's a really cool call out of the tactical pause. I mean, bomb the toxic barrels, make sure that position's cleared out, and just swarm and see what you get after that. You even had Zaiwu over there with the AWP, unable to hold on to it. So really nice hit from North. And with that being a half buy, all of a sudden those economic problems you just discussed, they're gone. Now they have a full buy. They salvaged weapons as well. They've got plenty of money behind this buy, so even if they're to lose here, they can repurchase in the next round. A free AWP, a free AUG, and I think a free M4 out of that round for North. Gade
with a quad kill actually as well, just to give him a little bit of credit. Not bad at all. So they break the streak a little bit. So maybe you were right about buying, at the low point.
Yeah.
Maybe you should be trading stocks.
Yeah, definitely.
So you're going to say wall banging through with the orb on the other side. Could be dangerous. Smoke's going to keep everybody busy. They're really far back on the map. It disturbs me that no one from their side is even looking at the playground area.
It doesn't surprise me. I think we'll see that lessen as time goes on with Valda as the in-game leader. But I think as a new in-game leader, and also, you know, your team being a new voice for leading for your team, that's a big win for Kirby. That's going to shut down a quick flank, and now it's got to be onto this hold. RPK is going to miss the timing again. He's had a really rough game with that, and AZ is going to follow it up. A transfer onto Alex. Bomb site's open. Apex is committed to this defense. He's going to go down, and ZywOo needs to start thinking about saving.
Oh man, poor RBK. I mean, he sort of managed to peek almost with his back turned, and obviously notoriously he's one of those players that has a very low sensitivity, so he was never going to be able to adjust to that. Another successful B hit here for the North team. Do you think they learned something from that, like from that previous round where they got the triple nade, like, or is it something that they watched in the demo where they sort of say, oh well, there's some sort of weakness on B that we can exploit here?
That'd be the interesting thing, right? Because two things, that nade stack obviously, but then also the previous time they'd gone towards the B site with some kind of equipment. Remember, they used that pop flash over Monster Tunnel to wreck RPK, who was playing far back against the wall, which was a position he really enjoyed at Summit as well. So it seems like there might have been some research done by North that's allowing them to get some of these entries. That's a great bounce back, 4-3 to 4-5. 2 in a row for North, and the money gone for Vitality, even taking that off right at the end. So perhaps, as much as they might not want to be anti-stratting, it's not necessarily a bad idea to maybe get some intel of how your opponents like to play, you know, the first 30 seconds of a round at a certain bomb site, and at the moment they seem to have RPK's number. 1-7 for him, really rough opening.
I feel like the word anti-stratting, like, it covers too much, you know? Like, it, you know, because is it just a question of, like, you know, learning like a little tell? Is that anti-stratting? Or are we talking about literally learning like an entire strategy for like, you know, 2 or 3 rounds for the enemy team? Or I don't know.
I think it's mostly tells. I think in today's day and age of Counter-Strike, I don't think you can really anti-strat an entire round, an entire tactic. I think that's a little bit tough, especially with most calls being made on the fly.
Well, MBK's on a mission. He's got the silencer and everything.
Probably wishes he had a rifle.
Probably does. I bet he could look great in a suit and with like a cigar or something and play some sort of secret agent. He actually does get a kill. Maybe like Leon, you know that
yeah.
That was a badass movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty good. Haven't seen it in a minute.
Oh, Apex with another couple of follow-ups. That's actually incredible. The P250 doing a lot of damage in that moment. And I don't know, if NBK had a rifle, that probably would have been
or just anything but a USP, even like a P250 or a 5.7, you get close up. A little bit closer for that fight.
Really anything, yeah.
Deagle.
Depends on who's Deagle's mode, I'm not gonna lie.
That's a good point. Well, listen, he's 10-7. He's had some phenomenal rounds over at the A bomb site, but they've shown some weakness at B. North has had their way at that bomb site a number of times. Vitality would love to have some early round picks again, but ZywOo not on that AWP.
It's an outrageous grenade on Valda. That's thrown from bathrooms, more or less. I've seen it a couple of times, but I mean, usually not that effective. Yugi with oh, he gets him through as well, the wall. That is disgusting. I can't believe he got that shot. You saw him thinking about it for a second. He delayed it, but that is so outrageous. And they're just creeping in. They just love this B bomb site.
When you get 2 kills with the AWP like that, why not test the rest of it? Test the next step of that defense, and they take advantage in a big way. It's Alex to hold on for the moment. He's trying to buy time for NBK to get over and at least cover above him. NBK's arrived. That's going to slow North down, but they have a minute on the clock. They can make different decisions, and Valda calling for perhaps the reposition on the map.
You saw Alex actually put the smoke down before the Molotov arrived. That was a good call, but yeah, they're sort of still creeping back around. Oh god, this round is going to be... There's going to be some dice thrown here, isn't there? I mean, this is going to be hard to really judge. 40 seconds. Still down in the Monster Tunnel, waiting with the bomb as Yugi getting in position. Is he going to be quick enough? He misses the shot, and MBK takes him down. And now sneaking in Valda. He's exposed if he walks around this corner. Not quite spotting it. Alex has got a pretty weird off angle, and he's so ready for it. Vitality picking it up and turning it around. I'm impressed they did.
Well, you understand the idea of that round. I mean, you can debate whether you split up in a 2-on-2 in that fashion any way you want, but if Yuki gets that kill, the round is pretty much over. It was all decided in that fight because Alex would have had to rotate over. That's a beautiful follow-up. Great knowledge of the angles as well, sees the tracers, but a win for Vitality nonetheless. 5-6. No AWP still on ZywOo. He's got an SMG, perhaps trying to build up some money, perhaps misreading his opponent's economy. North has come out with some slow-paced rounds, though, now.
I'm still worried about the fact that they don't have anyone looking at sort of playground in the beginning. They got 3 people going through the tunnel here.
It's a risk, right? Like, if there's long aggression, all of a sudden that becomes much, much stronger if you don't have the intel. Depending on how aggressive they would be, they could be wrapped behind over towards Picnic, but North is going to take that risk, take that gamble. They know there's been some presence in those staircases throughout this, and this time not encountering it.
ZywOo up close with the MP9.
Are they just going to walk through? ZywOo's going to be so mad. So is NBK. ZywOo's going to love it, actually. They don't clear left. They look towards the bomb site. NBK gets caught off guard, but it leaves them all open for ZywOo. 3 kills and a wealth of damage.
He really chewed them up, didn't he? Take so many bullets with that MP9, but he got the job done, and Alex, don't want to overexpose in this position. Apex, oh, and he just continues. He says, you know what? I've already got this on the roll. It's fine. That's amazing. ZywOo, triple kill. They did walk right through, but nobody checked the corner.
It's so rare you see teams just walking through that smoke with no sign, right? Not even a pop flash. And ZywOo, when he turns around, just has to be love and life. I thought surely at least that first guy would check left. Maybe because NBK was out in the open, that was just the first thing they were looking at. But a bold tactic by North that just almost pays off, but ZywOo in the perfect position.
Every team needs that one sip, right? Got one guy who always checks the corner. North didn't have him. We'll see. Back to AKs and a couple of pistols here on the north side for round number 13.
RPK was hard cleared here just a few rounds back. Another triple nade coming out. No one stacked up. No one in that position even jumping for intel. So this time, the stack doesn't work with the HE nades, and North is going to readjust across the map. They wanted to create a weakness. Now that it's not there, they want something new.
4 people defending B with a couple of interesting setups. Vitality really tired of losing that B-bomb side. They don't want it anymore. Hovering in the corner. Try and explain that to somebody who's never watched Counter-Strike before, Moses.
Yeah. It's not the easiest thing.
And MBK, who has been kind of a rock in this bomb site, they're just saying, you know what? Trust you.
I mean, if you're going to put a player in a position to anchor a bomb site and say, we need you to make smart decisions and stay alive, NBK is the name I'd call upon as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They're running low on time. That smoke should... Oh, he's going to push behind it. That's very risky. Falls back around, and he stayed alive 25 seconds, and backup is being called for a little bit. Still 3 people at the B bomb site, so if MBK goes down, this is going to be a problem.
They're coming through that smoke, huddling up in it. There's the pop flash. They're out. Apex caught in the open. He goes down. NBK with 2. No reinforcements close by. ZywOo's on the way right now, and thankfully he has an M4, but the bomb is going to get planted. It'll be a retake scenario. ZywOo just arriving with 7 seconds on the clock, and plenty of time for North to get into positions they want. There is a smoke on RPK and Alex, and a kit on RPK as well.
Yeah, and actually no grenades on North, so this could be done. A couple of good smokes. Obviously one going to go on the bomb. Well, a little bit of a miscommunication there. Molotov and smoke on top of each other. I think they could do this. Oh, RPK with a little bit of a team kill, but eventually they get the job done. And I don't know, that's pretty impressive. Even at a little bit of a mess up with the smokes there, they did a fine job.
I think the smoke actually ended up being better than the Molotov. It forced them all into that peak from the from that mid bathroom's doorway. No one sticking the defuse either. It's just RPK out in the open getting 4 kills, even with only 3 opponents.
Yeah, but you know we're not going to blame RPK for that one. Alex clearly. You know.
That's a good round for RPK as well, by the way. He was at 1 kill before this with a team kill. He's only limited to 3, but I mean that's the first time we've seen him really have impact here. Contact, play through Monster, and they want nothing to do with it once the flames are heard. They're going to try and come on sandbags, but this is a disjointed attack, and it's not going to get you anywhere. Nice utility usage from Vitality to break this up, keep themselves safe. RPK falls, but no danger in the round.
You know, our good friend DDK, you know, once said, you know, when I go in, I go in. And I think we could all learn a lot from that, Moses. When you do this kind of push, I feel like...
Even if there's fire, you still got to go in.
You got to do it. Listen to the wisdom of Dan. It's worth it.
Yeah, DDK is not the person I want creating my Counter-Strike strategies.
No, but this is more like a life strategy.
Just a theory,
it's broader than
general living philosophy.
Yeah, it's just it transcends Counter-Strike. It's more than that. I'm just saying. Here's the worst part. Is the thing that really this is something that really you know gets me a little bit angry. Is if you are doing that kind of thing, and like the second guy in the push stops, and you're in the tunnel, and like now one guy's alone, the rest of the team start.
So you're
bumping
the third
into
guy. The second guy in front of you stops.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's. You know,
feel a little bad?
Yeah, like don't do that. Just, you know.
Have you ever been the first guy in a rush? Because I don't think I've ever seen it.
It's because I'm more valuable at the end of a round. Most
I see. Yeah, you're the closer.
Yeah, I try. I would if you know. It's the curse of being, you know, really good. I just, you know.
Your skills are more valuable elsewhere.
Yeah.
Such as not being involved in the action whatsoever.
You know. Plus, I wanna give people a chance to shine, you know. I should have really run for office or something. I feel like I can change a lot of these stories into something.
Into positives.
Yeah. Still time, Moses.
Yeah, there's always 2020.
There's always 2020. Oh, well, quick exchange there. 8-6, a very even scoreline right now. This game could go anyway.
AZ had the bomb as well, and he's the one who got that trade kill. So now Vitality knows what's happening. ZywOo pushing up. He's going to have a relatively quick flank.
Yeah, again, they're never covering bathrooms. Or, sorry, playground.
North is playing this very passively. You mentioned it earlier, not being spread across the map. They do it again here, which is giving ZywOo all this space. I mean, they still have to be mindful of the staircase. That nade should do a decent amount of damage. It goes just a little bit far. They could get caught off by AZ's position. He's pushed out, which is dangerous considering he has the bomb.
It landed right in between them. It was like playing battleships, and he just almost got it,
so
but not quite.
AZ is able to sit here because Yugi is far back with the AWP. He's covering for that first peak. But this hit can come in very quick. It's nice they don't have flashbangs, so the contact play could be deadly.
Oh, they're running out of time, though. He's almost going to shoot them in the back. A couple of seconds more. He's just running for it. And that's Yugi down. Apex with the follow-up, and a great double it is. And yeah, that's going to end it, isn't it? 10 seconds for Kjaerbye. And ZywOo with the final flank there to get that kill. Really, really well done. 9-6 in favor of Vitality. We're going to go for a quick break here at the halftime, and we'll be right back. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the DreamHack Corsair Masters in Dallas, Texas. And we've got the first game of the tournament, Vitality and North. And we're on Overpass, and this is a very open game right now. 9-6. Anything can happen to Moses.
Yeah, it certainly can. Now, I would say that's a great CT half for Vitality, considering they lost the pistol. There was that 3-round stretch in the middle. I think they did a good job. North as well. I mean, both teams have got to be happy with the position they put themselves in, at least having a shot in this second half of taking the win. Vitality has a very effective T-side, though, and they use both bomb sites very well.
Oh, they might be shooting themselves north right now. That's going to help out a little bit. Valda getting the 1 kill. And they should start rotating people back. But I was going to say, they pushed up into sewer, and then they didn't see anyone, so they rotated everyone back to A. That could have really backfired. But now, on the other hand, Vitality, after that engagement, don't really want to rush into a bomb site that, well, for all they know, could have a bunch of people in there.
I think Vitality is going to be super happy with that trade. Getting away with only 1 death, there was no chance for Valda to recover back at the B bomb site. He was committed to that fight. Now, this position of Kjaerbye out towards long. He has a lot of decisions to make. He's looking for intel, and if they don't come, he's going to have this fast flank, and he's just going to move into bathrooms right now. This could be so deadly. This could ruin everything for Vitality. Nades are being called out. Yeah, he's going to get behind him. As long as there's just minimal resistance, minimal time to hold off this hit, Kjaerbye's going to be so impactful.
Oh, AZ, though, he's being overrun. Oh, he gets a kill even in the middle of all of that, and Gade will pick up 1, and finally flanking in behind Kjaerbye. Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
He messes it up. That's not going to be good, is it? MBK now down to 3 health. You hate to see that, Kjaerbye. If they lose this round, I don't know what's going to happen. Yugi now sneaking on in, and NBK right on the other side. He is 1 bullet away from that position, though. Not a lot of him is going to be showing, and Yugi walking in right on top, and he's going to get the shot just barely. I'm not going to lie. If Kjaerbye had I've thrown that round away for them.
Yeah, if they had lost that with that kind of a flank, I think Careby would have been just as upset as you are, or would have been.
Yeah, they would have had to do that that full metal jacket scene where they get the socks and or like the soap in the socks and feed them up at night.
That's no fun.
Well, neither is losing a pistol round, Moses.
That's true. Well, they've won both now. So, I mean, best of one, you win both pistol rounds. You're going to be feeling like this is your map to lose.
It worked in Full Metal Jacket. He became like a great shooter. I mean, all the way up until the end, it worked out really well. Then it really didn't, but...
Spoilers.
Listen, if you haven't seen that movie yet...
I actually have never seen that movie. I know, it's weird. That's one of the ones that slipped through the gaps.
Well, I was about to say we can't be friends, but...
Yeah, sucks for you. We're kind of locked into this at this point. 9-7, and we have an investment from Vitality with that bomb plant. 2 AKs on the board. Decent utility as well on those two guys. For a second round T-side, it's not bad nades to bring into it. 1 Galil on NBK as well.
Should have a pretty big advantage over at Long with that Org Yugi.
The one problem with a buy like this, right, is you can't really go for like a slow-paced map control style. You don't have the nades for it to systematically clear out bathrooms and then move up towards the A bomb site to throw a full execute. You have to kind of use those utility to get you an opening kill, a pick to find a weak spot in this defense. At the moment, Vitality seems like they probably don't have a whole lot of information, but blindly picking the correct site. The AK game is given up. Apex spamming through, gets a little bit of damage. Counter utility being utilized, and one player on the rotate. They shift in the defense towards this B bomb site. Valda is going to come meet up, reading the game well.
If they're going to be flanking 3 people into the bomb site like that, those 2 ramp players, they're probably not going to be looking the same way. So if one goes down, probably both go down. Valda with a good kill on Alex. That's really important. He might have just saved them.
Yeah, he definitely did. That spam was designed to hide his progression up, and Alex was going to turn the corner until Valda on the rotation, able to watch that from behind. And the result is a really strong defense at the B bomb site. ZywOo gets a kill. That's the only thing Vitality have going for him. 10 seconds, he's going to save the weapon.
I'm going to propose something, Moses. Now hear me out on this.
Okay, so it's going to be a crazy thing.
If you're if you're playing that ramp like they just did, like a double stack on the ramp.
Yeah.
What if you stand on top of each other and the top guy, who's got like the MP9 in this case or whatever, a shotgun maybe even better. What if like right when they turn the corner, you like jump over them, like you run towards the monster tunnel and you sort of like run boost over them. You fly over them and you sort of like they just fly out of their field of vision. They never see you. Like Batman just landing right behind them.
That's an awful idea. I mean, I think it would be really cool. It's obviously, if you pull that off, you're in every frag movie till the end of time. Yeah. So risk reward.
I'd go for that. Sounds like.
I mean, the problem is you can't run boost from that slope.
Well, would you even need to? I think.
Okay. I think you wouldn't do that at all.
No, I don't think you need to run boost. I think you just probably run on top of the guy.
I mean, I think the only thing that really happens there is you just jump into someone's AK-47. Like the third guy is just like, thank you for the kill. And North is getting baited to peek into this. It's turning out well for them. Still 3 players here, so no reason to bust up the stack. Careby's got to be careful. Locked in now, and he's gone down. Now how do you get away from this? You're committed to the fight. Valda's going to be the last one remaining. They know exactly where he is. ZywOo needs to chase down this kill, and he's got it. This aggression, North kept it up for far too long, and there's a chance now for Vitality to steal.
Yeah, it definitely is. Oh, man, it looked good, but then when it fell apart, it's like every player was isolated with no chance to help.
Yeah, the problem was it felt like it was falling apart, and there was an opportunity to get out of it, and North didn't take that opportunity. They wanted to stay longer in this stack. So Yugi, a tough 1 versus 2 to win, but he's in a great position to do it.
Yeah, it's got the orb. Oh no, that looked like he was. Well, if he got the headshot, that would have been beautiful, but. Nicely done. Great return. ZywOo again, I think, with a triple kill in this round. And that's a 10-8 lead here for the French team. That's really good. Good-looking shirts as well. I kind of like the Vitality
shirts.
Yeah. It's not bad at all.
Okay.
They've done a good job. It's an exciting team. A lot of talk behind them.
I'm not gonna lie, they weren't really all that exciting to me until this past week.
They weren't?
No, I gave up on the French scene a while back. Not like gave up forever, but like just like you guys don't interest me. Like I can't be having the same conversation about the French teams that we've had for 2 years.
So there is always that side of it, which is a little bit hard to deal with at times. But I was kind of always excited. But that's also because I talked a little bit to some of the people who run the organization.
The Vitality one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're really interesting people, and they've got like really high ambitions. So I mean, I'm not saying that the org can make the team play better necessarily, but it's like a culture thing, right?
Yeah.
And I sort of felt like that was a good reason to believe that this team was going to go somewhere.
I feel like NBK's been pushing for that kind of a culture change, a culture shift in his team for some time. And obviously the whole story, the NBK versus Shocks, like which French team are you going with? That one is fun to follow along with, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean the G2 guys in that sense. Oh, are they going to try and do it? Try and pay back a little bit. Could have worked out, but it didn't.
Well, that's some information. That'll let you know if you're north. 3 players towards this B bomb site. The only thing that you have questions about are the other 2. There's still 2 defenders remaining at long. Delayed pop flash trying to take control. They've done that twice now in this round and have find nothing each time. ZywOo gonna find the timing. AZ had a smoke out. That's gotta piss him off. And Alex pressuring as well, challenging towards toxic barrels. But Vitality still have not committed to anything.
If you look at that round from AZ's point of view, it's him trying to peek someone. He never sees anybody. That by the time he goes back to smoke it, he gets shot in the face from that same place.
As soon as he pulls a nade out.
Yeah, like he's been looking at it for like 20 seconds.
Well, North has found the timing to push these in and aggress upon the flanks. They need to hope that this defense can hold things off. KRB coming out of the door has found one. That'll make Vitality very uncomfortable in this bomb site. They need these kills. They need control of water. They haven't gotten it yet. Yugi's still working damage. There's one player, RPK solo, and Yugi again in a 1-on-2, but a very doable 1-on-2.
Yeah, definitely this can happen. He's sneaking in now on the L-bend with the M4 out and just using the smoke to get into a little bit of a position. It's going to fade. He sees one player, but that only gives him half the picture. He still needs to know, and you could tell he's not quite sure. And I think, yeah, he's got the wrong idea right now. They're both on the same side, and he actually gets the 1 kill, but Apex there to follow it up, and good job on Vitality. They're going to win that round. And now 11-8.
It's a really smart commit in that 2 versus 1. Both players working together, no matter who takes the fight, the other person ready to commit to it. RPK finds out the information. Yugi, you could tell he was searching for that second player the whole time. Fortunately, in that 1-on-2 as well, doable, but he had gotten a kill on the flank, so they knew exactly where he was coming from. But yeah, to go back to this Vitality thing, I think we are starting to see the results of that culture shift. I mean, even before winning Summit, we asked him, like, what was the big thing you guys have been working on in this past month? And NBK just mentioned straight up, as the in-game leader, worked with the coach very closely to go back and just revamp their CT sides.
Yeah.
They just did like a big like marathon on working on how they play defense, the theory behind their CT sides, the theory behind their defenses, and how they want to shift and work together. And it obviously showed big results at Summit and remains to be seen here. This is one of the most exciting teams. A dark horse, I think you could still say, even with them winning the event, you would call this team a dark horse still, because we're not sure what they're going to be like consistently, this Vitality squad.
Yeah, we definitely don't know yet. But I think wrapped up inside of the story of how this team is progressing is like, I think still sort of like a, I don't know, some sort of underground story that I still really love, which is just generally the story of RPK and how we sort of brought back into the whole thing. I still think that's amazing.
He was phenomenal last week. I mean, don't judge him by this one map, because he's had a pretty tough time of it. That RPK we saw at Summit was incredible.
I actually have all the faith in him. I think RPK is just an amazing player. So, you know, it isn't like the flashiest Counter-Strike, but it's just so consistent in my opinion.
Yeah, the kind of player that you would love. Doesn't do much, not really that flashy, just sits at a bomb site.
Yeah, gets the job done, you know.
Everything you want to do.
Listen, at the end of the day, Moses, it's all about the numbers, right? What you can put on the scoreboard.
Nothing flashy, not a whole lot of movement. An Anders story.
Well, Anders of, you know...
True, of 6 months ago.
Yeah, exactly. You know, things have changed a little bit, Moses. I'll find some of the bad habits.
No, I mean, every time we see each other at an event, you know, every 2 months, I can tell you've lost some weight. It's awkward timing for the Vitality guys, but with the AK-47s, they can recover quite nicely. Alex got to be careful they don't swing from the right side. Him and RPK, they don't like this battle. They're just going to fall away. To the B bomb site we go, and they've already put a player inside of it. Apex is going to control B for Vitality. Should be a 12th round.
Yeah, no problems here, really. Just USPs and no grenades or anything. He's gonna show up and snipe away. Oh, he took a shot right to the face, down to 1 health. Is he gonna deny them the pleasure of even sticking his head out? He is, isn't he? Wow. MBK.
That was beautiful.
What a buddy. Just showing up and helping you out. Quad kill. Styling on them. 21 kills, Moses. Is anyone wearing a dress or anything this time if somebody gets? I don't know.
We don't have dresses here, but we could go buy one if you want to take that bet.
What was the
I
bet?
think, listen, we all risked ourselves wearing a dress at some point this weekend. You're the only one who's not, you know, in that group, so
Yeah, it's true.
you should probably even it up.
Well, I have lost some weight, but I actually don't think I think that would still be difficult. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Get you a bigger dress.
All right. I don't know if those exist.
We could find you some.
All right. Well, there's you know, there's potential here. I feel like we could certainly think about it. It might be nice in the heat, you know, just liberating. Apex is going to pick up the first kill.
Ooh,
and
that's
a great
great.
follow-up taking down Valda. He walked right into that, and, well, that's going to make this defense a little bit tricky now, isn't it? Apex just on an absolute tear, running them down, and Cyber again down to 1 health.
You have to love that sequence as well. I think that was ZywOo coming through with Apex also. He had the bomb, and they just both went through, making sure they could secure the bomb site, making sure everything was safe. And that's a knockout punch of a hit. Combined with Apex's 2 kills in towards door, AZ and Yugi have no ability to rotate over. No teammates left, no control for the retake to even be viable. That's really, really sick. And that's a lot of what we saw on the T-sides for Vitality last week was they just seem to be playing very, very well and making similar decisions, just on the fly, very well communicated.
Yeah, that was incredible. I think what I really like is sort of the almost no time gap between them getting those kills and just reacting to it. You know?
Yes.
So immediate, you know.
They've been very convincing, and I don't know if you caught this as well. Kind of the wrinkle, because we talk about NBK as the captain of this team. He came in to start in-game leading. It's actually Alex, who's doing all the T-side calling now for Vitality. Everything except for T-side Inferno. T-side Inferno is still NBK. Everything else is Alex.
Strange, but I didn't actually catch that, so I'm glad.
That's what I'm here for. Yeah,
I appreciate it. 13-8. Good gap building in the favor of Vitality right now that I think everybody picked him except for Chad, who was trying to make some sort of pure point about...
It's okay. Well, he said it was an Anders bet, right?
Well...
So one of those insane bets where...
If it was, he'd be right, though, so clearly it's not.
All right, let's not start on the list of things you've gotten wrong over the years. We would be here all day. Oh!
Have you got them listed somewhere? That seems unfair. Like he got his crosshair right on him for a long time, used a bunch of bullets, and ZywOo just puts 3 back and he's dead.
Life isn't fair, Anders.
Well, that is definitely true. Ooh, missed chance for Yugi, and that was a heads-up play for Alex. Because he could have tried to run him down with that AWP, and he was ready for it.
Well, unfortunately for whoever that was with the Deagle, I think Kirby, I think he was looking to catch the AWP on the fallback, going for a peeker on the edge of the smoke, and it just so happened he was pre-aiming and ready for that angle. It just wasn't the AWP, so it's Kirby who's got to pay the price. Bomb goes down, Vitality 14-8, and they are working north across this map. Both pistols won for north, but they were not able to get anything going on the gun rounds on this CT side. They are getting wiped out. Not a whole lot of chances for them to kind of stand up and fight left in this half.
It is starting to look very dim here for the Danish side. It's a real shame. I feel like I would have loved to have seen, I think, some of the things we really haven't seen so far. Especially is Yugi with that AWP. This is the map for it. We talked a lot about him. We sort of picked him up a little bit before the game got started. So where is he at? Where is it gone? I think he's at the bottom of the scoreboard with 8 kills.
Yeah, he is. It's been tough. I didn't have a bad first half, to be honest with you. I think a little bit is they just are looking lackluster on this CT side. They don't really seem to have a read of what's coming all the time. And also, he's been at that A bomb site. Some of those convincing hits that we've seen towards B from Vitality, like no way for him to get involved. But certainly you'd want him at this point to say, listen, this is kind of our last chance. This is kind of one of the last great buys that we'll be able to have. Well, one more after this, but you know, we have to start putting rounds on the board. We need you to get aggressive and find us a pick, find us an opening. Neutralized by the one flashbang. Still holding the angle, and AZ's got one. That time the spam works out.
All right, so tiny bit of justice left. Oh, and he just...
Did that? Okay, there we go. Just didn't update quick enough. I was like, wait, that didn't do any damage.
It did land right next to him, didn't it?
It did damage. It was just the UI updated a little bit delayed. Ooh. Good kills. AZ's forced forward. They might not expect this, but he's burning. Oh, he's fortunate to get out of there. He's very lucky.
There was a definite taste of panic in the air, wasn't there? He wasn't sure if he wanted to push like towards the tunnel, but then maybe get killed. Now they're gonna go for a boost inside. A 5 versus 3. They actually lost the 5 versus 3 in the first half, and I feel like if they lose one again, that's gonna be, you know, like losing one is not good news. But in a best of one, like you don't really get a chance to do that twice and still make it out. And that's gonna be, yeah, boost working out wonderfully.
Yeah, he did not expect that angle, did he? NBK is going to be the next one up. We'll see if he pre-aims the boost. He does, but they've dropped off and he's caught him. Almost doubles him up, and he does indeed. Gade comes back for more, and suddenly a chance now for Vitality. NBK's been so good throughout this game. 23 kills. He's going to get his teammate the space needed to plant, and now we have a 2-on-3 to hold off the retake.
Just an ungodly timing as they were getting away from that boost. RPK down here. Bit of a Molotov, doesn't really do much of anything, and the bomb is planted, and yeah, that upper push, very good for Kirby. Now, all on NPK, and he's really done a lot, but that was just a little bit too much to ask for, and he's gonna end up going down. So North make it out, but you don't get that sense of like strong confidence, do you?
No, like that defense isn't looking sharp enough yet to quite feel like they're going to be making a comeback anytime soon. Good spam here, a lucky one for AZ. Sometimes it's better to be lucky.
Yeah, better to be lucky than be good, Moses. That is actually...
Oh, they got 2 spams to start out this round.
Yeah, and they got the grenade. I think all the damage, like the 2 kills and the damage were all just, you know, over that wall in the beginning.
But even with all that help, still in a position to lose that round at the end.
Yeah, that's what is a little bit disturbing, isn't it? Okay. A little bit of a delayed grenade there, but it still didn't do enough. And they're gonna back off. They don't really wanna stick around. See if anyone is gonna take the bait. Bit of a jump. Flick does not connect, in fact. Kiebu instead is the one to receive a significant amount of damage and then falling back into the A-bomb site. They have a fairly limited amount of grenades actually on Vitality, so the first round of grenades here is gonna be pretty good, or it's not gonna work at all, is it?
Apex and Alex both used their grenades. Ooh, that's dangerous, that timing. The boost comes in right as Yugi starts to swing out wide. Some spam through the smoke in this corner. Let's hope they check it. This corner can be so deadly. They might come through with the weakness. Oh, look at the flashbang though. There's KRB. Now he's pouncing. Oh, what a trade. NBK somehow couldn't find him. North holding on to this still. And now Vitality is getting locked out, losing these battles, and KRB on a tear. Alex goes down as just Zaiwu. He should be able to find at least one here as KRB tries to get out of the flames. He's done his job. And a 1-on-2.
That was a wild fight inside of the smoke, and Zaiwu, I don't think he's quite prepared for the fact that there's someone right around the corner. That's Valda, who snuck up with a triple kill at the end here for a 14-10. And the money is still there for Vitality. I mean, it will be next round too as well, I think. So that's kind of a problem, but otherwise North are, you know...
clawing back.
What are you try and bring the stock thing into it again, but
you don't know enough about stocks to really go that deep with it?
Yeah. Don't even know the term for it. I'm just saying that they're starting to look better again.
Yes, they are indeed starting to look better.
Well, defending the monster tunnel here again. The same kind of a double stack that they had going on earlier. Both on the ramp side, so... I don't know. This really can work out quite well, but again, I feel like if one goes, then the whole bomb site's gone pretty much. Alex is going to be creeping in. Does he see the shadow on the ground? It seemed like he did, and he's even going to use the arch of the tunnel to get a little bit of speed on that jump. Great setup with the flashbang from Apex. And now a little bit of a return here as Kiebu taking over that part of the map. So, I don't know. If you go back now and you're a Vitality, you have to check a lot of map. But if you stay at B, you don't know if you're running into a big stack. This is a weird position to be in.
They're all right for the moment. I mean, they're all spread out across the map, so I mean, they're at least finding out that information, making sure no one's pushing up.
Ooh, back for that stack at the bottom of B. Using it twice back to back. That could be a little bit scary.
The real problem is they'd like to apply some pressure, it seems, towards the A-bomb site, at least keep the defense inside of the site, but the AWP is here, which is perfect timing for that, or perfect opportunity for North to rattle off a couple kills and still be able to be safe. Now 3 players coming back towards A, and they're just going to walk right around this. Do they hard clear bathrooms? They might not know to do it, and yeah, indeed, it's gonna be free kills! KRB can't get the follow-up, that's an awkward engagement. Yugi pushes forward, and he's saved by the smoke. Bomb can actually go down with Yugi in this position. It's a big risk for Alex. I think it's gonna pay off, but can he get away is the question.
Oh, this is such a strange round. Alex, is he going to be able to pick up this kill? Bounded right in front, and he's going to get the one with the AWP there, and Yugi with the follow-up. That's a crazy round. Like, you almost had to replay the end of that round in slow motion to figure out exactly what timings worked out in whose favor, because that was, like, all the time right on the edge. Very, very interesting. That's going to be 14-11. And a timeout has been called.
Yeah, well, fair play. They want to talk some things over, and I mean, interestingly enough, with that plant and the losing bonus now building up, Vitality's got plenty of money. Over 6,000 on 4 players, so it's definitely going to be a buy. The question is, now that they've been stopped 3 times in a row by North, what are they seeing? What's the adjustment they can make?
Not 100% sure. I mean, like I said, I still very much doubt that B ramp stack that they've got going on North. As the defense, I don't really like the fact that they're both playing so early on in the round like that.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like Vitality are being given a lot of space on the A long side of the map. Like, they could do a lot with that, but they have the grenades for it as well if they want to.
They've even had some freedom up towards bathrooms. I mean, that round caught off by an awkward impromptu stack between KRB and Yugi. Looks like they want to go back to it. Apply some pressure towards A, towards bathrooms. This is much quicker pace than we're used to seeing. They're already moving up long, already going to start getting towards the flower pots.
Yeah, really, really moving in a little bit faster, you're right. 2 people outside of B.
Which is good. Making presence, preventing North from stacking anything, preventing them from feeling comfortable anywhere on the map. You can see the defense at 1 minute and 20 seconds was already forced back to each of the bomb sites. So mission accomplished early on for Vitality. They've actually pulled that 3rd player back. They've transitioned the defense at B into playing inside the water pit. Now with that death on the RPK, that was a little bit earlier than Vitality wanted. Now they have to move forward.
Yeah, they have to commit to it, don't they? Smoke there. That means actually they probably have to check it, Vitality. There's no one there, but they might have to look for it anyway. Alex is going to get the kill there. Gade picks up one. Great follow-up, and yeah, you can see Alex was up there looking for it. So Gade with a nice triple in that round. I think that's like a very, I don't know if it's very intentional, but if you put out that Molotov with a smoke, even when no one is there, that does cause like a significant amount of misinformation on the other team, right?
It does. Yeah, everyone's going to start looking that way, just buy you maybe a second or two as you can get into a new position. I think the big thing was that hit just came in a few seconds earlier than Vitality really wanted to make it, but when you lose all your presence on that half of the map, you feel really, really pressured to move forward at B. So nice job from North, nice job finding that pick on RPK, still having a very tough game. This is an aggressive hit. Pistols, this can be dangerous, but the Augs behind the smokes, even more so, and the Shadow gives away the game. They can't finish off the kill. AZ's gonna get 3, Gate the other 2.
Well, they're starting to really get fired up, aren't they?
Now the defense starts to inspire a little bit of confidence. That's a couple rounds now where they've been able to wipe out the attack entirely.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like maybe this could be turned around. And some of those pistol rushers from the French teams, you know, there was a time, Moses, where we would have been very confident in that kind of a victory. Maybe with a Tech-9 or something. Well, moving very late into the game here, 28th round coming up. And it looked like MBK again, he's so quick around the L-bend, he's going to get smoked off, but I do love it when people push like that. Now they're going to try and boost behind it, looks like they will. So if Gade steps out of line here, yeah, he didn't even see that. Oh, it's Saiwu actually on top with the AWP. Such a forward position, and he misses the shot. Oh man, the chances there, that would have been beautiful.
That would have been great. That's a tough shot to hit, though, even for someone as good as Saiwu, and NBK never expects that. The follow-up move, that's the bomb, and Gade's prepared from behind. He knows they might be lurking out Monster, and him and AZ. Again, this B defense between those two players has been rock solid these past rounds. It has powered this comeback, and North is about to tie things up. This gets real interesting now as Vitality, seemingly running out of steam, doesn't have the answer quite yet.
Such a huge lead all the way through this game, especially in the second half. It just looked like it was theirs to take, and North didn't even really have the economy for a long time to make any kind of a great defense happened, but finally it seems to be working out. About to be 14-14 here. There's 2 versus 5, and obviously with the time left as well, not going to be happening really. Well, that was, I think HLTV did a bit of an article about the, you know, some of the storylines for this tournament, and one of the things they sort of asked an open question was something like, you know, could North be one of the ones to sort of put a stick in the wheel for some of these other teams? And it feels like they're kind of doing that right now, or they could be doing that anyway. Oh, it's all out desperate now. The Molotovs are out. They're just trying to keep this alive. It looks like time is going to run out. One grenade would certainly do it, but it's not going to be happening. It's all tied up at 14-14 here, and we're really getting our money's worth. It's really early on here in Dallas, Moses, but I feel like we're getting
all the rounds.
Yeah.
We're getting max rounds early on.
I like it. I want that.
Yeah, very, very cool. Zywoo's got the AWP again. Obviously, some creative things last round, the boost up on the sandbags to try and get a pick. Vitality would love to have him start things out. Zywoo with 21, NBK with 23, Apex with 20. On the north side of things, it's KRB and Gade tied to lead the way, 22 each, and then Valda and AZ tied at 19. This defense has come alive. It's now been 6 in a row for North, coming back from 8 to 14.
It's hard to figure out how to crack this right now if you're on the Vitality team. Again, it's lacking a couple of grenades. I was gonna say, I would appreciate them trying for some sort of like, you know, Molotov strat on the V-bomb site, because they can get that sewer area. That would be fun to see.
I think the hard part for Vitality is they've done a good job over at A, and whenever they've gone there, they've been able to gain ground and map control on bathrooms and highway, right? So you want to keep going back to that.
Well, look at the counterplay.
Holy hell, look how fast this is. I think this is just a blind call as well. They have no idea that Long is stacked with 3 players.
Oh, well, I think Yugi heard it. Yeah, he knows they're close. Oh, they faked the jump. That's so beautiful for MBK. He canceled that jump in the middle of it, and that faked it out enough. Kirby going to get the kill on RPK, though, long range. Bomb being attempted, but the Molotov right on top, and yeah, they're going to have to find another way to do that. Wasting a fair bit of time, and Valda gets the shot on NBK. Great follow-up. Valda just tearing them apart in the round. Double kill for him. And Zywoo and Alex, 2-on-4 with no bomb plant.
Those Molotovs to stop the plant were perfect. That was so great. It keeps 2 players cordoned into the bomb site for Vitality, really, really isolated from their teammates. The 2 players from Long, because they're at a 3-man stack, they still had 2 remaining. That gives them the confidence to be aggressive. It's just 1 player, they likely don't come back to the bomb site. But that was really, really beautiful recovery for North when Vitality takes that bomb site, the opening kill from NBK, and now all they have is B. Gade can play this patiently. He can play it for survival, play it for rotations. He does not have to commit to any of these fights.
No, he really doesn't. 20 seconds left, and he's going to hear them stepping, so everyone being called in, even with a flank at the end of it, and you're absolutely right. Just playing for survival, just wants to see, and he knows where 1 is. He obviously knows who planted the bomb, so he gets all the information in that little engagement. And that's off to Zywoo, and there's nothing he can do in that round. So, Torbjorn's excited. 15-14.
If they just come rushing back to steal this map right at the end, that's got to be so crushing. 14-8 to 14-15. 7 rounds lost in a row, and North now looking very solid and very coordinated.
Yeah, not even the, I mean, you know, not even the kind of feel that we would normally get out of North, is it? Like, I feel like very often when it goes badly, just it sort of crashes all the way out for them.
Yeah.
But this is cool. I like it, you know. Different flavor, but one that we could get used to.
Different look on this defense as well, and Vitality must have this round to preserve overtime. Yugi all alone, 2 players at long A for this North defense, and again, Yugi is not at the best game in the world, but this AWP in this position, at this angle, can start taking out names. NBK falls with a big fragger to be out of the fight. And Valda as well gonna top one up, and Yugi again rains it down, and North is gonna take this map, Anders. They've made the comeback happen somehow, some way.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Great Molotov there on top. I'm not sure it's going to make a big difference. There's the kill for AZ, and now all on Alex with 3 health left, and he's going to go down 16-14 in favor of North here, taking down Vitality in the opening match here at the CORSAIR DreamHack Masters in Dallas. It turns out, after all, Moses, that Chad did make an Anders pick, and he turned out to be right.
Yeah, we're going to have a nice, smug Australian on the desk. I'm excited to see that. That'll be coming in a bit, but what a great statement from North. Not giving up either. 14-8, they seemed out of it. Vitality was getting whatever they wanted, and then they just play lockdown defense from that point on, and that's got to make you real happy for North. Both these teams trying to ride the momentum. Obviously, Vitality after winning Summit just last week. North had that phenomenal qualifying run to I forget which event it was they actually qualified for, but I know they were tweeting about it. Some promising things. Valda was obviously very happy qualifying for an event with his first run as an in-game leader. So both of them trying to build upon some good things from the past, and unfortunately, Vitality gonna feel a little bit uncomfortable.
I think that look for Apex sort of summarizes the whole experience for them, right? He's just looking off into the distance, you know, that 1,000 yards there. He was just like, how did we give it
Those
away?
dead, lifeless eyes.
Yeah, something like that. Well, can't really explain how that happened, but maybe the analyst desk can.
I'm sure they can.
Smug Australian. I really look forward to that. I want to see that.
Big grin on his face, hopefully.
Yeah, throw it over to the desk.
Look at it. There it is. Give him that grin, Chad.
No, like, this is the thing. Because Anders does make these outlandish predictions, which is exactly what I just did, I'm not going to be awfully smug about it, because it was literally just a, you know... It
was close.
It was a feeling. If you were to analyze these two teams and where they're currently at and form-wise of what we've just seen, you would obviously go with Vitality. But there are mitigating factors that you need to look at here, and one of which is the fact that you do tend to take your foot off the gas a little bit after just winning a tournament. It happens.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of sets in, that sort of rigor mortis sets in, but in all reality, they did come in here looking good, but North looked a little bit better, Jacob.
Yeah, in the end they did. I feel Vitality had every chance they needed to close out this game. I even said it out there to chat, you know, this game could have been close, but it wasn't until it was. So
It wasn't, but now it was. It actually did in 16-14. Yeah. So we're going to talk to Valde. We got Frankie down on the sidelines. Let's hear what he's got to say.
I am joined by Valda. Congratulations on your first win here at the Corsair DreamHack Masters Dallas. That was a bit of a close one, but you have to be fairly happy with that first half. 6 rounds is not bad on your T side. You really managed to exploit some vulnerabilities on Vitality's B side as well there.
Yeah, definitely knew exactly what they were doing. I think we had a couple of unlucky rounds where we actually had the right read, but the round just didn't turn into our favor. So I think we could have actually had more rounds on our T side, even though 6 rounds is pretty okay. So yeah, obviously got a bit close since we lost the pistol as CT, and then they won the eco round that we messed up a little bit. But yeah, overall really happy with the comeback.
And talk to me about that comeback in that second half as well, because it didn't look great. No. And somehow you managed to turn things around. So talk me through that game plan.
Well, when we had the 14-8, we knew that if we just played default, we actually had a really good chance of winning the game. We've been having some really good CT sides lately on Overpass, so it's a map we feel really confident on. So yeah, you should never be down even though you're behind a little bit. You know, it's Counter-Strike and the game is never over until the other team has 16 rounds. So really good comeback by us, I think.
Now this is only maybe the 4th match we've seen you play as IGL. So are you changing up the map pool for the team?
A little bit, yeah. We try and play pretty much all maps. Obviously, it's quite hard when you're a new team to master all the maps. So I think it's about finding 2 or 3 in the beginning that you're really comfortable on and all the players like. And then obviously more maps will come along the way. So yeah, definitely always working on our map pool.
Well, congratulations, Valda, on your first win. A really strong start here in Dallas. And let's head back to the stunner and the desk. The stunning desk to find out what they made of that victory.
Yeah, you know, Frankie, it is a rather stunning affair up here.
I like the screen.
3 studs. You got this massive wall. A look of disappointment here from Robin. Also looking down on I believe, Vitality with that one.
Yeah, look, I think that game right there, I've got a new mantra for Gade. I was saying to Jacob after he had that first multi-kill round on the people, so I'm like, Gade is always good for 2, and then Jacob's like, all right, let's see. And then the next 2 rounds in a row, he managed to do the same thing, right? And that's something for him as an individual who has certain positions on maps, like close teammate on train, where he's able to do that time and time again.
Well, I mean, we're going to be seeing North go through the bracket kind of how they want to, right? This is what the start that you want here. Let's talk about Vitality, because when we look at the numbers, we're talking about MBK being on top. There were plenty of times where he was holding it down on the CT side in that A site. But overall, what can we say about Vitality, Jacob?
RPK had a very rough game. Not only was he not able to contribute with any frags at all, but he was also 0 and 6 in opening kills. And that's the stat line you can't have for a player playing on Vitality. I know he's supposed to be the stone of the team. He's not necessarily supposed to do any opening kills or anything like that, but going 0 for 6 is not good enough, and he definitely had a rough showing. That said, they were up 14-8. It was 1 or 2 rounds more, and it could have been that easy for them, but it's not that I sit back with a feeling that Vitality didn't play well. They just weren't able to close out the game, and North also played good.
Yeah, well, we had that round from Zywu as well in the second half with that saved AK, right? And he was able to get a lot of damage done there and put a round on the board for them. So when you look at those kind of rounds and how that really swung the momentum in the favor and put Vitality in the driver's seat for that game, and then they were still unable to get it done. That's why I think at the end there was the bewilderment, right? But there's one thing that we always forget to talk about when we come to the DreamHack Masters or the DreamHack events, and that is the fact that the coaches can speak in freestyle. It's not just in the tactical timeouts, right? So this is a very important factor, especially for Volda as a new in-game leader, having Mytha behind him, able to chip in every round to assist in that. Now, normally you'd see that helping more on the T sides, but even on the CT side, it's just keeping people calm, keeping people confident. I agree with what Frankie was saying in the interview there about the B-bomb site. They were able to exploit that with one of those classic North pocket rounds. They did the execute on the B site with the pistols. They win that one. They tried it again later in the piece, but Vitality adapted. That's the thing with those kind of rounds, right? They only work once. You're only going to get away with that once in a game. Yeah, and that is the unfortunate reality. I mean, yes, North do go forward, and now Vitality drops down to the lower bracket. So just a little bit of an update over on the other side. It is Liquid that does survive that of Lucid Dreams. So that sets up Liquid and North having been the outcome of both of those matches. That game looks scary, right? Because we've got both streams going side by side, right? And you see Lucid Dreams in the first half. You got QQ God just absolutely slamming them. They're running out Cat. He's just destroying them with the Krieg. And then the second half is a whitewash, right? It's all over. Liquid do what they should have done in the first half. Yeah, that's about the way it goes. I think we're about done here. So coming up after the break, we're going to be going into what is the next best of one of the day here at the Corsair DreamHack Masters. I do have FaZe and Wendigo on the docket. FaZe trying to find that footing with the new leadership of Neo. In the meantime, Wendigo just looking to make waves. We'll be right back.